to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and you're about to listen to a hypnosis session about getting good sleep. And it was created for a client that had recently given birth to their first child, and since that had not been sleeping very well at all, partly because their brain was racing and thinking of all the different thoughts, things they had to do, any issues, any problems they had to solve. So their brain was racing, but also they were very alert to their new child. So any kind of crying, they were suddenly awake, and feeding routines. So normal 8.5 hours sleep just wasn't possible for them given the circumstances that they were in, and they'd never been a napper, so they never really had those times in their life up to this point where they needed to have a power nap. What this session does is it does two things. It enables them to calm their nervous system down, to feel that it's safe and that they have permission to sleep, to feel that sleep itself actually amplifies their ability to take on those responsibilities rather than depleting it. And that when it comes to napping, actually a good nap actually will recharge their batteries rather than just miss out on something else they could be doing. So even though it was created for a new mother, I would say this is going to be beneficial for anyone that isn't sleeping well or actually would benefit more from naps or periods of time where they're not racing their thoughts. It was created for an individual, therefore some of the suggestions are going to be right for them, not quite right for you. So if you like the idea of working with me directly, I would encourage you to book a consultation call that is completely deductible against any future sessions. Plus, because you are a listener of the podcast, you get that at a 50% discount compared to people that don't listen to the show. That code is called podcast. Check out the link in the description and you can book that 30-minute consultation call with me at that discount. For now, though, you might actually find that this is a beneficial session for you. Some people listen to this actually while they're going off to sleep. And if you like the version without any of the intro, outro, or ads, there is a subscriber version of this, which is just the hypnosis only and nothing else. So subscribers can listen to that without any ads or anything else. So worth considering that. For now, find a quiet, comfortable place, perhaps your bed, relax, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in that resourceful feeling of calm and relaxation. And find that rhythm so that on the outward breath, you can release any feelings of tension, any stress, any worries. That's it. Breathing in relaxation and exhaling tension. And as you breathe in and breathe out, I want you to imagine inwards to parts of the brain that are currently doing more work than they need to. And maybe it's the amygdala or the hippocampus, but just imagine them within, making evaluations, looking for areas to improve. And what if, because of recent changes, biological, hormonal, pragmatic changes, part of your brain has been on high alert, waiting to listen for a noise, a sound, waiting to pick up on something to alert you that you're needed. And I want you to get a feeling that it's nice to be needed. It's nice to be useful. And I want you to connect with an idea that there is one thing that amplifies your ability to connect, your ability to give. In fact, the better quality sleep you enjoy, the more it amplifies everything useful you desire to do. So as you breathe in and breathe out, I want you to imagine what it would be like to go back in time to a memory. Perhaps floating back to a holiday, a time in Cape Town. And I want you to imagine going through that door, finding your way up to that room, and just imagine what it would be like to arrive in the room after sunset. And I want you to imagine you've had a busy day where lots has been done. And I want you to get a feeling that the bed is calling you because it's time to sleep. And I want you to imagine that ritual you did before you got into the bed. Maybe it was brushing your teeth, changing your clothes. Just mentally rehearse that ritual, that routine. How good it would feel to do exactly the thing before you got into that bed. And then imagine climbing up into the bed, head on the pillow, and maybe you were snuggling up into covers, or not. Just recall what you did on one particular night, where you don't recall what happened, you just know that within moments you drifted off into a deep, rejuvenating sleep. That's it. Imagine your head on the pillow, skin on the sheets or the duvet. Connect to all the senses, any sounds outside, any sensations on the skin, the temperature in the room. Just connect as you start to feel your mind quietening, calming, and just imagine drifting off into a dreamlike sleep. And in that dreamlike sleep, I want you to imagine a prairie somewhere in the plains of Africa. Perhaps you can imagine being an eagle just flying over the plains until you see some strange creatures coming out of burrows. I wonder if you could imagine not just one, but a whole community of meerkats. And just imagine floating down, no longer a bird, just seeing them, how alert they are, how observant, how they notice everything. A tiny sound, they twitch. A movement, they scatter. And of course it comes from a good reason. The meerkats are looking for danger. But as you observe them, I want you to notice just how many false alarms they notice. A leaf floats down from a tree. They twitch, they panic, they scatter. A sound of something harmless. And suddenly, they stare. And I want you to feel there is this part of you that recently switched on that meerkat mode. Paying attention to sounds that in the past could have just been sounds. A readiness, a preparation, an expectation. And I want you to feel, right here, right now, you're giving yourself permission to stand down. Not switch off, just stand down. Because the irony is, if you're on high alert 100% of the time, then if you are really needed, you're also depleted. I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine a night watchman. The night watchman has the job of protecting an old building. Every sound the night watchman investigates, constantly reviewing camera footage, security cameras, patrolling corridors and perimeters. And I want you to get a sense that if this night watchman has a single 8-hour shift, they could do that job very well. Keep the building safe and intruders far away. But I want you to imagine that this night watchman starts to believe only he can do the job and no one else can do the job, and that they're needed 100% of the time. So imagine that 8-hour shift turns into a 12-hour shift, and then a 16-hour shift, until eventually they just permanently work. Intuitively, you know that even after a day or so, they completely lose their ability to do that job well. So if your unconscious accepts that balance and rest, recuperation and sleep enhances your ability to do everything that you're uniquely able to do, just let me know by nodding your head. That's it. And therefore, it's not selfish to sleep. It's not irresponsible. I want you to get a sense that sleep amplifies your ability to do everything so much better. And I want you to imagine a dream within a dream, where you're now in your bed. And just imagine racing thoughts start to appear. Thoughts that review the day. Thoughts about what happened, what was said. And it almost seems like there's a part within that is trying to look for the one bad thing that happened that day. And I want you to imagine a little control dial where you can speed up those thoughts and make the racing thoughts race even faster. Or you can slow them down. So just bring to mind one recent racing thought and decide to loop it, the same thought. Because sometimes a thought leads to another thought, leads to another thought, like butterflies visiting flowers, skipping from one to the other to the other. But for now, stick to one thought, loop it, and see if you can speed it up just to see that you can. And then they said that, and then they said that, looping again and again. And then notice what happens when you slow it down. And then they said that. And then they said that. I want you to get a connection that when racing thoughts become thoughts, and thoughts become like slow motion, you're sending a signal to your brain that this isn't a time to think. This is a time to just rest, relax, and allow your body, mind, and those neural pathways within to recuperate and rejuvenate and just rest and recalibrate. That's it. Connect with that thought. And I want you to imagine a busy street that you've been on. And just imagine how many different sounds there are on that busy street. In fact, so many, it's not possible to focus on just one sound. Traffic has a sound. Voices have a sound. Machinery, music. The city itself has a sound. And what you naturally do in that busy environment is just allow sounds to pass. You can hear them, acknowledge them, and just allow them to be replaced with the next sound. And how would that be if you were lying in a bed, head on a pillow, and the thoughts can come and you can slow them down, but there is nothing at all you need to do with them. No analysis, no interpretation, no evaluation, no problem to solve, no lesson to learn, just allowing thoughts to be thoughts, to be replaced with other thoughts. Nothing to do except allow the thoughts to come and to go. And while you're in this place of thinking about thoughts, let's plant one seed of an idea as to what it means to nap. Some people feel that napping is a waste of time, that if you nap, you're missing out, that somehow you shouldn't even need or want to nap. But sometimes life makes it so we can't get all the sleep in that period when we need it. And sometimes a nap is exactly the right way to just recharge a battery enough to break a cycle where low energy creates an overcompensation. That overcompensation creates alertness. That alertness is looking for something, and when it finds it, sets off that hormone of stimulation and even more alertness. And just open your mind to the idea that a good nap can reset that whole system that's learned to be on high alert. And just imagine giving your brain and your body an opportunity without an obligation. A dark room, a comfortable bed, no interruptions, distractions, no digital devices. 10 or 15 minutes, head on a pillow, breathing slowly. If your body needs to sleep, it will sleep. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. It's just been 10 minutes, and then you can get back up and do what you were doing. But if every now and then your body accepts the invitation that you give it, it's because it needs it. And if it needs it, then you benefit from having more alertness, more energy, more attention for all those other things that matter. And as you hold that thought, I will very soon count from 1 to 10. Consider it a fork in the road with two different options. If you're listening to this, and now is not the time to sleep, then when I count from 1 to 10, you will simply awaken with energy and alertness. If, however, you're listening to this at a time when your body wants to drift off into a deeper level of sleep, then when I count from 1 to 10, you will simply drift deeper to the most rejuvenating levels of sleep, and then awaken at the ideal time to awaken. No need to consciously choose. Your unconscious can do it for you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of The Hypnotist. If you've enjoyed this episode or got some value from it, please give it a 5-star rating and review. And maybe you know someone that would also benefit from this particular episode, in which case share the episode with them so they can also get the benefit too. And if you would like to listen to this episode where it's just the hypnosis, so no intro, no outro, no explanation, just the hypnosis and completely ad-free, there will be a link in the description where you can subscribe at a very low cost and only get access to the hypnosis. So if that's of interest, please check that out. Thank you again for being a regular listener of The Hypnotist, and I'll see you again soon for more.